Hello, everyone. Welcome to the episode of the BG Show. I'm here to do a non-spoiler review for Megalopolis, the new movie made by Francis Ford Coppola, who, of course, made the Godfather movies. Um, One of my most anticipated movies of the year. I had absolutely no idea what to expect. So many rumors coming from the set, um, whether it be allegations against Coppola, which then people said weren't true. The studios were saying this was "quote unquote" unreleasable. I had no idea what that meant. The trailer looked interesting, but it also had Adam Driver, who's a really good actor, and Giancarlo Esposito, and a lot of other actors. So I was excited. I went to see it with my dad, whose favorite movie is The Godfather Part Two and The Godfather. So he's a good person. He obviously loves Coppola. I'm gonna do a spoiler review with him, maybe today, hopefully today. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, um, this is a very interesting movie. I can't compare this to anything I've ever seen in my life. Um, is it good or is it bad? I lean bad, but it's not a dumpster fire. It's not. It's just weird. It's a very weird movie. It's paced weird. The themes are weird. What's going on is weird. The character motivations are weird. It's not the worst movie I've ever. I actually heard someone leaving the theater saying that's the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. Not even close. The worst movie I've ever seen in my life in theaters is Madam Web. I've said that. I stick by it months later. So I don't think anything will come close to Madam Web, to be honest. Would I recommend seeing this in theaters? I don't think I can recommend this in good faith to see this in theaters. It probably won't be in theaters much longer. Now, like I said, if you just want to go for the experience, to see a Coppola movie or just see the weirdness of this movie, and you don't really care about spending $15 or $20 or whatever you spend for a movie, then fine, go see it. But in terms of it like being like a good movie that I think a majority of my followers will enjoy, I can't do that. So I can't say I would recommend seeing this movie in person, unfortunately. But I always say, make that determination for yourself. As much as I give a recommendation, I don't want to steer people from going to the movies because I love the movies. So it's a little bit paradoxical, but that's my thoughts on it. Getting into the movie itself, I guess big picture, non spoiler thoughts. It's kind of like a modern day Rome, postmodernism. Postmodern is how I would describe it. It's a little bit weird because you see some like really cool technology, but so you're like, are we in the future? But then they like mention things that are in our actual real world, like Frank Sinatra gets mentioned. So you're like, maybe there's like, what year are they in? They don't really mention it. So it's a little bit confusing. A lot of the world that he kind of creates is kind of cool, but I think he needed to live in that world more. He kind of, when I say he, I mean Coppola. He kind of pivoted back and forth between like our real world, it felt like at times, and like this made up world. So it was kind of, that was a little bit jarring. I thought it was too long. It was 2 hours and 18 minutes, which doesn't seem really long, but for me, anytime you go like into that 220 range, it starts to get really long, especially if I'm not feeling the movie. So it's a little bit of a slog. In terms of the cast, it's a loaded cast. I mean, there's a lot of people I forgot were even in this movie: John Voight, Dustin Hoffman, Shia LaBeouf, Aubrey Plaza, Talia Shire. The two main people are obviously Giancarlo Esposito and Adam Driver. So there's a lot of people in this movie. Um, I haven't seen Joker yet, but I think this movie kind of got lucky that Joker 2 came out and it took a lot of heat off this movie because it seems like Joker 2 is really not good, which I'll be seeing next, hopefully tomorrow night. So, yeah, that's my non spoiler review. It's a tough movie to talk about. It's an extremely weird movie. It'll be easier to get to talk about in spoilers, so stay tuned for that. But I just wanted to check in and say that I saw it, and I'm gonna try and figure out more ways to talk about it. But that's my non-spoiler review. I mean, what I would give it out of 10. It's such a hard movie to. I want to say like. I was gonna say like a 5 out of 10, but it does some things that I think are really cool. It's almost like a video game that's like not good overall, but it has like some really cool levels that you go back to and play. Um, it needed just some major tweaks. I think the outline of a good movie is there, but it needed major edits, major tweaks. Um, just not cohesive enough. It doesn't really land the mark, in my opinion. The landing doesn't land the mark at all. I think there's some just really weird elements. There's times where you almost feel like you're in like a Willy Wonka movie, what they're doing. Um, so yeah, it's my non-spoiler review for Megalopolis. A very interesting movie, a tough movie to talk about without spoiling, but at the same time, um, I had to get this up. So that's my non-spoiler review, Megalopolis. Thanks, guys, for watching. Stay tuned for the spoiler review, which will be I'll be able to get into obviously everything that I want to talk about. Thanks, guys, for watching, and as always, see you on the next one.